начала ролика скинем. Но надеюсь, это нам не помешает. Мы играем сегодня в Alan Wake. Не сверлите, а. Так. Видео идет. Ну, а игра-то будет? Нет? Еще. Да, все отлично. Так, начинаем игру. Новая игра. Кошмарный.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stand on my feet.
Подождите, надо график управления. Нормально, так, графика. Нет, звук надо чуть-чуть. А, у нас же вон на максималке стоит. Подели, что ли? Звук, да, отлично.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there. The bridge had collapsed. I'd have to find another way to the lighthouse.
Я думал, там невидимость стена будет. Сколько скорость? 35 миль в час. Давай посмотрим, что у нас позади есть. Может, там что-то интересное. Вы так себе знаете, что, Алан? Я думал, ты противник.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
И много книг у меня. Почему у меня багажник открыт? У меня вот тут еще больше. Тут стена. Ну да, настоящий кошмар так-то. Когда идем, это маленькая. Да, вижу я, где мы, вижу. Ух ты, это что?
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder?
Даже не знаешь,
You think you're God?
что бог
You
тебя в
think you
этом
can
нет?
just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you. It would be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You'll never publish another one of your shitty stories, cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your story's already good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer. Cheap thrills and pretentious shit. That's all you're good for. Just look at me. Look at your work.
То есть его книги отзывы. Это интересно. Разыскивается. Вроде Балан Вейк. Да прыгни, Жалан.
You missed your
Вчера
deadline.
пришел. Можно клониться к Shift.
You can't stop me.
Ты мне не знаю, просто не смотри. Ты чего, друг?
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the
Я
story
понял,
I'd been
что
working on.
персонаж из моей книги. Блин, читать не успел. Это быстро говорит.
How does it
Каково
feel to
это
die by
помирать
the
от
hands of your own
собственного?
creation?
О, выпиваете? Это реально где-то. А, да, это рисовать. Вот там. Куда это? Я тороплюсь, как могу.
Inside now! Get inside!
Да подожди, а ты...
Oh no!
Господи.
Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
I was trapped. There was no way out.
Зашел некогда выхода не было. Чуть вас телевизор побил.
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
Откуда они читают?
Follow the light.
Знаете, подниму свет.
you are hurt, you should go into the light. You are only safe there. Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand? No. Follow my light. I entered your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. This way. There's no time.
Не, всегда время есть.
The hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light.
Где фонарик? Прям с небес.
Pick up the flashlight. Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away. You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
Now you'll die.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now. In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
Средств для других сжигать, но... А у меня нет батареи.
You made me this way, and now I'm gonna kill you. This is it, bitch!
Ладно, понятно. Еще тут малыши. Ничего. Ну ладно. Дальше.
Just like
Воров только. Зря ракеты сомневались.
I can keep this up forever.
Серьезно, это... Слишком громко. Я даже оглох. Здесь. Алан, просыпайся.
Shh, baby. Just another
Ты
nightmare.
просто приснился
Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Ты задремал.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Больше не
Cheer up, handsome.
не
We're
веселая
here.
кусочек, мы уже приехали. А куда мы приехали? Речь, который подается сюда. Речь это может. Полосень. Хороший городок, большой. Добро пожаловать в Wake-Часть.
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear. Hi.
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Через 2 недели. Теперь надо погромче звук сделать.
Huh? Did you hear that, honey?
Ты слышал, дорогая?
You have a
У вас
lovely
прелестная
wife.
знак. Ты
If you don't mind me
знаешь,
saying, I'm Pat
как
Maine.
мы
Nice to meet you.
познакомились.
Yeah, I'm Alan
Да,
Wake.
я
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host of a local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough.
Разумеется,
You can
можешь
trust me to
положиться
be
на
this
если ты
Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though.
мне
I hope you have a lovely holiday.
Это не значит, только вы с ним он.
Very nice.
Значит,
I got a
сделал
couple of
пару
really good
снимков.
ones.
И
So you made a
запомнил
friend.
друга. Здорово.
That's cute.
Right.
Ага. О, звонок.
Yeah?
Hey,
Да.
bestseller.
Привет,
How's
любимый.
my favorite writer?
Привет, мой
Are
любимый
you there
писатель.
yet?
Barry.
Отлично.
Yeah.
Привет, Барри.
We just
Да,
got here.
как раз
Are the
приехали.
locals giving you trouble? Just say the
Вот
word, and
меня
I'll hop on a
вызывает
plane and
этот
come make sure that
я
you're left
слишком
alone, Al.
сложно
No,
подключить
Barry, we're
к
fine.
здания
Great,
даже.
great.
Ты
Just want to make
понимаешь,
sure
какой
you
ты
can
факт.
relax
Дал
and
ссылка, что
recharge.
действует, чувствуешь
So, how
постоянно.
is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're
Да,
just settling
мы
in.
только
Okay,
приехали.
Al. I'll call back
Ладно, я
later to make sure you're doing
позвоню.
okay, and you
Позвоню.
call me if there's a problem,
Как это
okay?
я обязательно
Okay.
вернусь в свою
Just
штуку.
looking out for you,
Всем
buddy.
всем
Talk to you
здорово.
later.
I love you too, Barry.
Пока, Барри.
You know he's going to be
Ты
calling you
знаешь, что
every
он
5
будет
minutes.
название
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
А я тебе что говорю?
Text message from Barry.
Сообщение
He says hi to you too.
тебе привет.
Alan, we're here.
Алан, мы
Come on, let's get back to the car.
Пойдем к машине. Ну, пошли к машине. Пойти второму.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, Thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake, Alan Wake. Oh God, I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
Right. So much for a quiet vacation.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, because it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but black coffee under a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. Ha!
You put the lime in the coconut, drink them both up.
Just because we're brothers, don't think I won't murder
It
you
does
in
that.
your
Get
sleep.
stuck. Yeah, you need to give it a good solid whack. Yes, that's my favorite tune. Coconut. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
Ну, неплохая песенка. А ты что смотришь тут? Подожди, дай играем. Ага, смотри, не зачем.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find Stuckey, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did.
Told Rose last
Просто неделя просто
she should change the bulb. This is what happens when you get sloppy.
Туда нельзя уйти. Шански не зайдем, конечно. Давай постучим.
Hello?
Hey. Hello.
Mr. Stuckey?
Мистер Саки.
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife.
С вашей женой.
I insist.
Я настаиваю.
Thanks.
Спасибо. От меня пахнет морем.
Cauldron Lake is a special
Озеро
place.
Колдун особенно
Very
такое
inspiring.
вдохновляющее. Ты меня пугаешь. Да не стерви ты. Ну, давайте поем.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed. And then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
Even that sounds better.
You alright?
Splendid, splendid. Damn heart. It swells up like a balloon if I lift it. Heavier than a spoon. Yeah. Splendid, splendid. It's been a long time gone. Good to see you.
Hey, you and I been having
I wish.
Если бы
The Andersons, they're local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Озеро. О, она приехала уже.
I'll be heading back to work as soon as Dr. Hartman gets here, Rose. Oh, but I'm not looking forward to the poison we have at the Park Cafe. Now this is what coffee should taste like.
Oh, Rusty, that's so sweet. I'll swing by with the fresh cup later on.
У вас отношения, да, значит? Ай-яй.
Will you be staying in town for the Deer Fest, Mr. Wake?
The deer is dear to me.
Ты моя
The
Дэй.
deer is dear to
Ален, ты
me.
моя Дэй.
The
Ален, ты
deer is
моя
dear
Дэй.
to me, my dear, in more ways than one.
О, господи, на самом
Dear.
деле это вовсе
That's
не
not
начало
really our
праздника.
festival anthem.
Could have fooled me there.
Так я и поверил. Ладно, пойдемте.
Bye,
I
Mr.
had the
Wake.
До
keys.
свидания, мистер Вейк. Я взял ключи.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero.
Мой герой.
I got
Я
some
разбил
flashlights,
фонарик.
just in case.
Hey, wait!
Эй, погодите,
Mrs. Wake!
Ваши
Your,
ключи.
your keys!
Чего?
That diner was a real nut house.
Чего? Мы куда-то едем.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay.
Ладно,
We can talk about
потом
this
всё
later.
обсудим.
Batman here on PBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years, not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while, see those stars winking down at you. It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light you.
Wow. It's
Ух ты, Алан,
gorgeous.
смотри, какая красота.
It's something, all right.
Да.
Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia, the fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Подождите, мне интересно. А колодец тут зачем? Если вон рядом катаюсь. Не-не, мы свалим уже, мне уже не нравится этот дом. Не, ну он красивый дом, посреди озера, это прикольно. Но нам пора сваливать, или мы выезжаем быстрее. Или уезжаем быстрее, ну пошли, или.
The cabin obviously got its name from the shape of the island. It looked like a giant bird leg. Alice had mentioned that the lake was a caldera. There was a dormant volcano under it.
Красивый. Это чемодан? Это чемодан такой? Нифига себе чемоданчик. А зачем? Подожди, сколько тут мест? Раз, два, пятиместка. Пяти... Восьмиместка. А зачем им восьмиместка? Больше ничего нет. Надо было сбежать. Даже бежать сегодня нельзя. Плохо. Я не вижу ни одной педали. Вот это... Не, ну, это есть, а вот педалей нету. Вот это не просчет. Ну ладно, пойдемте. Придется нам идти в дом. Такая еще спокойная музыка на заднем плане. Там показывает. Ну, мы же знаем, что вряд ли что-либо будет такое страшное. Дайверт Айсленд. Что тут столько много ворон? Дом нам идти рано еще. А подожди, мы в дом зайдем.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
А, то есть мы должны были следовать это время.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Конечно, наслаждайся. Я хотел бы, блин, ну ладно.
It was a beautiful place.
Это было чудесно.
I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Знак манипуляции. Точка фокуса. Все принадлежащие цели.
Alice had told me about Cauldron Lake Lodge. The old building used to be a hotel, but these days it was no longer open to the public.
Ой, да. Вот прям. Нет, нас не пропустят. Ну ладно. Пойдем колить. Арон, блин, даже хоть в доме еще нету. Старый клон.
Alice? Honey?
Милая.
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Thomas Zane. Интересно.
The old door had played a trick on me. Alice wouldn't have come out in the dark.
Famous artist, no less. We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now let's go to the phones, caller. You're on KBFFM.
Hi, Pat. It's
Привет, Пат,
Rose.
это Роуз.
Hello, Rose.
Привет, Роуз,
What's
что
on your mind?
скажешь?
I know who that famous
Я
artist
знаю,
was.
кто это был.
He
Это
put
был
down
Алан
with
Вейк.
Wake, wasn't it? He's my
Он мой
favorite writer.
писатель.
Well, Rose,
Ну, Роуз,
saw
я
him at the
только что
diner.
видела его за
Oh, I am
Я так
so
волнуюсь.
excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here.
Надеюсь, наверняка он рад, что
Folks,
появился.
I guess the
Тут
secret's
же
out. This is
поискание
Pat
стало
Maine on
явно.
KBFFM.
Бэтмен
Now
на
let's get
КГФ.
Great.
Всем.
So much for keeping a low
Здорово,
profile.
серии. Я не выпустился. Отлично. Он опять засветился. Не повезло ему.
The water was black. I couldn't help but imagine all sorts of horrors lurking in the depths below.
Да, вода и правда здесь черная. Что-то там. Я по-русски запеть не умею, тут еще по-английски.
Alan, I'm
я наверху.
upstairs. I have a
И у меня
surprise
будет
for you.
сюрприз. Сюрприз, я люблю, Алис. Я бегу к тебе. Так, ну явно она без штанишек. Так.
Surprise!
Сюрприз.
Alice?
Алис,
What is this?
это что
I
такое?
guess I have a small
Должна
confession to
тебе
make.
признаться, я
I
подумала,
thought
что
maybe
здесь
you could write here that a change of scenery would get you
Damn,
past.
Damn, Alice,
проклятие
you...
здесь. Ты-
Everyone
Hey,
keeps...
hey, hey, just hear me out.
There's a
Если
local
туда
doctor,
теперь
Dr.
попадает,
Hartman.
то
I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not.
Это не
Alan?
Алан.
Alan?
Don't, just don't. I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Ничего случилось, что-то изменились.
God damn it.
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it. Alice?
Alice? Alice!
The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming. Alice? Alice?
There it is.
Oh no!
О нет. Офигеть.
Keep going. Wake up.
Alice?
Алис?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot. Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
Ну да, слишком глубже. А, вот он, проход только.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Ну явно у нас там будут враги. Так, у нас даже ничего нет, ни фонарика, ничего.
Damn.
Теперь у нас нет проблем с машинами. Мы просто остаемся здесь жить. Всё.
Hello?
Эй. О, белый свет, мой друг.
Hello?
А он меня
Someone there?
слышит.
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Мы проживаем теперь страницу рукописи, получается, так, опять.
The man turned to face me.
Еще отсюда. Ну, давайте посмотрим.
Departure by Alan
Alan
Wake.
Wake. Уход.
The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake. The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
Чтобы он не дал твари подойти ближе, вдруг что произошло, свет как будто сиял ярче. Ищите страниц на кошмарном уровне сложности. Вот, нам теперь надо.
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs. At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice. I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess.
Спойлер. Это у нас спойлер. У нас спойлеры. Так, мы не спойлерим. Слушай, значит, надо все смотреть. Все.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
Ну и что, прекрасно, кто тут у нас? Там нас доснял.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Взял карту еще. Здесь страница, давайте. Здесь страница рукописи. F5. Так. Сначала потихоньку читаем туда, если найдем страницы. Ладно, пройдемте. Начались. Что, хочешь сказать, что нам туда не надо? Ладно. Что ты мне врешь, что даже не надо?
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident. Hey!
Ой, эй,
Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. To meet you. Non-refundable. Reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Если честно. Хотел пойти распознать. Извините. Блин, чуть мало хватит на меня еще. Тихо, 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 нет, да ладно, нет, нет. Абу. Все получилось. Интересно, страница территории надо? А, да. Страницу ручек, что ли? Страница ручек, классно. Нет, тут физика есть. Брать полз. Есть какой-то, не забываю.
Out in the open, I was as good as dead. The office looked like...
It's the latest thing! Two birds, incontestably proven health! See the sights? Keep those cholesterol levels!
Ouch.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Взять батарейки. Еще нужны батарейки.
During your
Пока вы на контрасте был. Это последний помада. Польза для здоровья. Неоспоримо, кто может быстро взять и смотреть.
Incontestably proven health let you kill one stone. You can see the sights and keep those cholesterol levels down.
Жать уже на крови.
Yes.
Да. Сейчас так что брать полз. Чем могу?
Hello? Hello?
Уже ничем.
This is bad.
Это что за что-то вообще было?
My head pounded with a concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
Я включен. Отлично, все. Все контролеры заберу. Стоите налево, да? Ага, ладно. Не-не-не, если нам говорят идти налево, если значит мы пойдем налево. Интересно, куда нас строчка пойдет?
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
Отлично. Ладно. Где понятно.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
It's rabbit season.
Ух ты офигел, что ли? Там снится, вижу. Сейчас идем сюда, откроем, посмотрим, в котором проверили револьверы, батарейки, отлично. Интересно, рукопись потом можно будет мне прочитать или нет? Если есть рукописи. 6 эпизодов у нас уже ясно. Ладно, с другой стороны быть можно. А, тут ничего не было, да? Ну ладно, бывает. Интересно, если подойти близко, меня ударит? Ой, ладно, ударила, но не так и сильно.
What the hell was that?
Что за что-то побери было?
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Даже если Алан прыгнул вниз, то куда он дальше пошел потом? Брат без закона, значит, мне надо брать все равно. Я вижу огонечки на заднем плане телевизора. Здесь мясорубка, все отлично. Идем. Опять. Раз. Еще 3 страницы мы не нашли, ладно. Идем дальше. Помните, светлайка я прохожу, когда хоть что-то особенное.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Он его услеживал или мы его? Похоже на обратную часть, мы его услеживаем, а не он. Вот еще одна страница. Ой, вы понимаете, сейчас у нас будет битва. Вот он уже 12 батареек. Ну, это контроль точно. Да. Это не обнаглели. Лампа была напали, но больше не меньше. Пойдем дальше выше. Опасно, может упасть. Так, нам опять туда. Налево нам. Машина шерифа? Что тут шериф забыл?
Taken. They're taken.
Они держимы. Припасы. 20 батареек. Фу-фу-фу-фу-фу-фу. Давай сейчас пошли.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Ну, разумеется. Почему патрон для револьвера лежат Дерево с красным с красным ящиком.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Да, где-то на лесопилке был генератор. Вот он, генератор. Пожалели, что ли? Меня напугали. Стримили. Еще там становится рукописи. Дробовик.
With all this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
Рукописи. Первый кошмар. Мы не нашли еще 2 страницы, да, 2 страницы. Найти еще. Ну давай так. Теперь это можно включить. Ладно, понятно, все, я понял, спасибо. Нам сейчас не до этого чуть-чуть. Это что такое? Здесь термос с кофе. И что нам дало? ХП, наверное, да? Может быть, и больше ничего не дало. Не, ну явно что-то дает, иначе бы ее не было. Ой, тихо. Ты чего? Кровеношка. Ты чего? А, давай соберись. Мы должны тут выпрыгнуть. Чуть прыгать надо. Слишком много касок. Мне не нравится туда. Что не все я такое? Для добавить, шутки. Да, слушай, радио.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still, the sky is crystal clear, it's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. You listeners know I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and we'll keep you company all night long if I weren't. It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on a walk.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Да, конечно, напад. Я через душу что не смог. Я не смог его найти. Кролик, наверное. Конечно, Тоби любит кролик. Ну, конечно. В общем, я решил, что если кто-нибудь найдет Тоби, может быть, Томар подберу его. Но не было ни начинки, а Тоби... Ну, как бы... Тоби любит людей. Обычно он сейчас нам далековато присутствуем и пожалуйста с ним заиграться. Он хороший пес, только как пробка. Ну что ж, молодец, он честно. И надеюсь, скоро вернется домой. Да, папа, спокойной ночи. Значит, не только у нас происходит здесь. Алло. Ну, сразу ясно, куда идти, понял? Секретница, ладно. Перезарядить оружие. Не, ну музыка красивая.
The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Лучше подойди, кстати. Там лучше есть, конечно, самый желтый главный зверь, но дизайн 30 месяцев. Где меня? Ладно, и было дует нормально. Медиум за страницу 12 возьмем сюда. А, нам что-то и так надо было, тогда нет. Идем в другую сторону. Вау, вернулись. А, мы просто взяли, обошли и теперь да. Интересно, что мы обошли просто контрольную точку. Где-нибудь четверых наповал. Ты не надо наблюдать, что умеешь стрелять. Батарейки, или руса. Все, посились, пошли дальше. житель другого. Зона спасения там, понятно. Батарейки. А, у нас полная батарейки. Ладно, пошли. А, тут у нас он взлетел. Ой, это дерево, которое нафиг. Все. Прокинулся, да, ну ладно. Нет, ладно, что пошли дальше, пошли. А вот и сладко. Это никому не улетеет, не мясо будет больше. Ну, мясо, выходи, ты чё? Вау. Лучше не рассвети. Выйти батарейки для дробовика. Давай патрон для дробовика. Давай посмотрим, что у нас по телевизору.
Science.
Наука.
It
Она
bestows
трудно
immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me. So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die? Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here. You're insane, Colvin. Insane? Insane? Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it. You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat in Night Springs.
Интересно. Где вы, где вы? Ай, я читать забыл, ладно. Посмотрим. О, вот ты где. Привет, чувак. Всего сюда. Тихо, офигеть. Ладно, понял. Понял. Меня через это не так уж просто, пожалуйста. Это требует терпения и может быть опасно. Почему? Слушай, зажигание может быть опасно. Ну ладно. Да, я заметил этот звук. Привет. Тут уклонен такой. Уклонен стой. Только в тело он садится, это чудо. Такие три обломка еще сидели в него.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
Устала он, да, бедненький. Уже. А, вот здесь все нашел. Че у тебя тут как дела? Достигнута контрольная точка.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
А я даже на нее внимание обратил, если она была.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself. The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Целую неделю. Нет, давайте посмотрим, можно ли бежать далеко. А, понял. Все, я думаю, что такой шутку. То ли револьвер остался, сильнее, то ли они все дают. А туда, если пойдем, просто там машина стоит. Там явно тоже машина, да. Тут тоже вода. А по круге туман. Ну и что у нас, давайте, раздавать. Думали, меня напугаете? Лесовод разбился. Ты чё мне по голове ударил? Больно ведь? Тихо, нет, 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 нет. Что там было-то?
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. I had to get inside the gas station to find a phone to call for help.
Нет, мне просто интересно, что у нас там придет. Все? Больше ничего тут нету? Зря кто шел. Все, бежим, от нас страшно. Бежим. О, это застрял, отлично. Ладно, пожалуйста, я читаю. А, он соответствует уходом, значит. Если покупать, отлично. Отлично. Теперь можно почитать. Давайте теперь прочтем.
Departure by Alan Wake.
Уход.
The man turned to face me.
Человек
His
повернулся ко
face
мне.
was covered
Лицо
in
его скрывали
shadows.
тени.
It was hard to
И во
make him out
мраке
in the
окружавшего
darkness
нас
of the
леса
forest that
почти
surrounded
не было
us.
видно.
But the
В
axe he
отличие от
lifted was
запачканного
plain to
кровью
see.
топора,
It glistened
занесенного
with
для
the
удара.
blood of his victim.
Кровь.
He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare. But I was awake.
Вот только я не спал.
The taken stood before me.
Он
It was
действительно стоял
impossible to
передо
focus
мной.
on it,
На нем
as if it
невозможно
stood
было
in a blind spot
сосредоточить
caused by a
внимание,
brain tumor
словно
and
он
eye
находился в
disease.
слепой зоне,
It was bleeding
озарившись
shadows like ink
от
underwater,
множественных
like a
повреждений
cloud of
головного
blood
мозга.
from a shark bite.
И из
I was
нельзя
terrified.
сочились тени,
I squeezed the
разлагаясь, как
flashlight like my
чернильные
life
пятна
depended
на
on
дворе.
it, willing it to stop
Как
coming any
облако
closer.
крови потух
Suddenly
пульсал
something
пыль.
gave,
Меня
and the
охватил
light
ужас.
seemed to
Я
shine
сжал
brighter.
фонарик так сильно, как будто из этого зависела моя жизнь. Всей душой желая, чтобы он не дал твари подойти ближе. Вдруг, что произошло, и свет как будто стал ярче.
For a long time, the
Долгое
dark
время
presence had
темная
been
сущность
weak,
спала.
sleeping.
Она была
Nothing but a
слишком слабой.
half-forgotten
Лишь
nightmare or a
полузабытым
shadowy
кошмаром,
flicker in the corner
неясным
of an
силой,
eye in the forest
что
at night.
мелькает ночью
Not
в
real
лесу,
enough to properly
замерев
exist, and
краем
yet too
глаза,
evocative to fade
недостаточно
away
реальным,
completely.
чтобы существовать.
Now it was waking up.
По-настоящему, но достаточно
The rider, like a
существующей
fly,
себя,
caught in a
чтобы
spider's
не
web, each
рассеиваться
jerk and
вовсе.
kick
А
vibrating the
теперь она
strands that led deep
пробуждалась
into its
и
lair.
чувствовала
It was
присутствие
aware of him
соклятых
now,
паук
and it could
сильного
use him.
логова,
All
чувствует
he'd need was a little incentive.
дрожание паутины, в котором бьется угодившая в него муха. Она уже знала, что он здесь, и знала, как его использовать. Ей был нужен лишь небольшой стимул.
I heard them before I saw them,
Сначала я слышала,
swooping
потом
down
видел,
from the
как
sky
они
and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs. At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice. I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman. The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help. but I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Прошлой ночью она решит, что я лжец или сумасшедший, посадит меня в кутузку и не поможет мне найти Элис.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him. Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend. Rose knew she had been gushing, but right... Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that, not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong. Toby knew the smell. It was the man. The nice man who always gave him treats and never got tired of playing with him. Toby wagged his tail in excited anticipation and gave a joyous bark. Then there was another smell, a wrong smell, and it was alien enough to stop Toby in his tracks. Confused, he growled deep in his throat. The wrong smell came from the nice man. Blind animal terror pierced the dog's brain an instant before the axe swallowed. Barry took another sip of the heavenly coffee. He grinned at Rose. Surely this was love. Rose gushed on breathlessly. The new one will be a masterpiece, I know it. You must tell him not to listen to the trolls in the forums saying departure will never get finished. He should take his time and make it perfect. I can wait.
На форумах, будто уход никогда не увидит свет. Главное, пусть не торопится и доведет ее до совершенства, я подожду. Ага, понятно. Вот и мы прочитали первую главу. Помню, дизель.
The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Читать, что у нас написано. 60 ежегодный день оленя. С 15 по 17 сентября играют в лотереи соревнования рыбаков, конкурс пирогов и международная живая музыка. Детей кривозубый Чарли днем и невиданная мистическая фонтан. Магоре Мидрогомери вечером не посетить легендарный парад в честь оленя. Окей. Телефон.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh,
Thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me, and then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! Now, she's missing. Alice? Alice? I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Эпизод 2. Одержимые. Нью-Йорк 3 года назад. Опять подожди, жди, Алан, ты чего?
Honey, I'm home.
Милая, я там. Сюда, дорогой, как добрался?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
Уже погоду не припомню. Тебе надо пить кофе. Хорошо, сейчас. Ух ты, точно. О, туалет. Нифига себе, у них ванна так-то большая. Ну хоть помыться нельзя, это обидно. Ты что, на унитаз хотел забраться? На унитазе стоять нельзя. Значит, сломаешь. Здесь таблетки. Заправленная кровать, это неправильно. Заправить кровать.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
И улучшение погоды в ближайшее время. А стекла у них не вот. Что напротив меня, у них стекла странные. У всех. Интересно, правда, ну ладно. Давайте пойдем. Почему туалет находится рядом с ванной? Ой, туалет рядом с этой, со спальней. Это его кабинетик. Алан Вейк. 4 книги. И еще 2 пистолета. Интересно, что за QR-код? Но это не узнаем позже. Не факт.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Нифига себе. Это что, телек надо открыть? Давай распакуем телек, погоди. 32-дюймовый. Неплохо. Давай включим кофевар.
Coffee's on.
А вот и кофе. Спасибо. Если я хочу до завтра закончить, он мне понадобится. Идти в колесо. Ничего не убрали. Две раковины. А что одну эти нельзя было использовать? Отсюда выйти? Нет, не готово. Что, дорогая?
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Да, я знаю. Давай посмотрим.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry!
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Hi, okay.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. Are you a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, it doesn't really matter, I suppose, but it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
I believe you'll find the
Ну,
sheriff at
как
her
бы налить
office.
шериф привет мне
Just
прям
go
так
down the
как
corridor.
Ну, давай посмотрим. Что? Разыскивать Ричард Пауэлл, Брюзданский, Джейкоб Миллер. Не вернулся во время исторических хода неугодности. Если вы видите, вам известно видеть сложно, позвоните по номеру. Спасибо. Что? Разыскивать мужчин пропал без вести 2020-2007. Жизнь мастер убежать из состязания. Шериф пока не пойдем. И тут скоро помощь, да, рада.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Хорошо, хорошо.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Да, это Маликан Мустон, сам языком, кстати. Его тут нет приема. И пережиток так Тур-Тур. Нашли карнавальный лес, там здесь срочно нас вернет. Так и должно было. Проблем на ней во время сегодняшней действия. Эксперт, это Маликан. Такой хороший был программ приема. Ладно, все понял, парни. Продолжаем искать стаки. Конец связи. Раз, два. Нам надо найти 3 страницы. И все. И прямо прочтем.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now. Your phone, Mr. Wake?
Да, знаю, подожди. Ну давай возьмем, взять сюда телефон.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me, I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Don't do nothing stupid, pal. For watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
Turn the light. The light's on. The deputies, they won't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be...
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Давай сначала видим на улицу уходим. Нельзя, значит. А я надеялся. Давай, включи.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Don't let anybody
Ладно, хорошо.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep.
Видит Бог, мне нужно поспать.
Just one
На
more
последних
item
вот
before
еще
I
что.
go.
Следующую ночь
It's been a
вызывать
busy
написано
night for the
несколько
sheriff's
разбитых окон.
department. We've had a few
Даже
broken
сообщения
windows,
были на моей
even a
стрит,
reported
мальчик
shots
шьют
fired on
ногами
Main
интернет,
Street.
вроде бы
Deputies Mulligan and Thorne had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this
такое бывает
every year.
ежегодно,
I
я
know
знаю.
it's exciting, but
Здорово,
big
когда
day is
праздник
almost here,
подходит,
but
и все же
let's save it for the party
с
and
любой
leave the
лекарственной
gunplay for the
внимания.
shooting
Согласны?
competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up
Зачем
yet.
торопиться? Так спокойно можно от них выбраться.
Alice's driver's license had been placed in the front seat. The caller meant business.
Не шутил.
Barry?
Барри.
Thank God, where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Взял, просто перепрыгнул через забор. Я перепрыгнул, если так спокойно ходить. А здесь тоже можно будет когда-то, значит, позже. Вау, здесь можно выйти, интересно.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness, the way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey, oh my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Так, на сегодня мы закончим серию. Всем спасибо за просмотр, всем пока.